Okay. So in problem number two, it states a store manager keeps track of the number of newspapers sold each week over a 7-week period. The results were as follows: 81, 71, 202, 113, 269, 248, and 242. Find the five-number summary for the data. Is the data discrete or continuous? So I have some conceptual notes, and then I have some technology notes underneath. The concept notes is that the five-number summary consists of the following. In order, it's the minimum value, Q1, Q2, Q3, and the maximum value. Q2 is on the Ti-84. We call that, by the way, the just the median overall. So MED is the median of the entire data set, whereas Q1 would be the median of the lower half, and Q3 is the median of the upper half. In addition, when you have your data set, we split that data into in one or two categories, whether or not it's discrete or continuous. In short, for discrete, we say that we're looking at something that is countable, where it's the number of objects. Continuous, on the other hand, is measurable, where we look at units that essentially involve some sort of measurement, right? Some sort of scale. Okay, now for the technology notes, what you can do to get the five-number summary is enter the values in list one. Usually to get list one on the calculator, you click stat followed by edit, enter the values, then you click stat again, followed by one var stat. So observe, on my calculator, I first hit the stat command. After I hit the stat command, I go to edit. So I click on it. Now, because I have values in my lists, you can highlight L1. So sometimes you can do this with the arrow keys. Because I'm using this on my iPad, I could just tap. In your list here, you can clear the entire list and then hit enter. And then you could re-enter your data values. Now, when you enter the data values, it doesn't have to be in order, but you got to make sure that you enter all of them. So because this list consists of 7 data values, I know I have to enter 7 numbers. So 81, 71, 202, 113, 269, 248, and lastly 242. Okay, so the 7 values are listed. You would have to click stat again, go to calc, and then click the one var stat, right? So after you hit stat, you make sure you click calc, then one var stat. And then your list will be from L1, so you would enter it if you have to. So in my case, I do second 1 to get L1. The frequency list, you leave it blank, and then you hit calculate. And what you will see is that if you scroll down, you get the minimum, Q1, the median, which is Q2, Q3, and the maximum. So you just got to write those values out. So we have minimum is equal to 71, Q1, which is equal to 81, Q2, which is the entire median the median of the entire data set, that would be 202. Q3 would be 248, and the maximum will be 269. So that is your 5-number summary, and it's written in ascending order, right, where it's going from lowest to highest. Okay, so now we have to determine whether or not the data set is discrete or continuous. Well, it states that the store manager keeps track of the number of newspapers that were sold each week. Now, the key phrase there was number of. So therefore, number of newspapers would imply that the data set is discrete. Now, what would be an example of where the data set is continuous? It could be something like the weight of the newspaper, You could probably talk about the length versus width of the newspaper, right? The dimensions. Those will be considered continuous. Weight, height, not in this example, but if I did some example of temperature, which can be measured in Fahrenheit or Celsius, that can be continuous. Okay, so just keep in mind that when you're solving this problem, if you see number of some object, then that would be discrete. If you're talking about some sort of measurement where it involves some units, then it will be continuous. All right, so that will be the solution to problem 2.